Hi, I'm Charisse.
And I'm Holly, and welcome to Ask Mom.
Today we're going to talk about how to distract yourself. Is that right?
I think now you mess up every title. I think it's a chronic problem.
All right, I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, so today's topic is to help people who have issues with self-harm or other destructive behaviors to be able to maybe make your key list of 10 things or 15 things that you're going to do before you engage in that behavior. And so what we wanted to do is give you our sample list of 15 things that we came up with, and if you like any of them, write them down. But the idea being that you're going to spend an amount of time on each thing, not just like one thing, oh, and it didn't work to take a nap.
Right.
I still want to engage in the destructive behavior. What we want you to do is spend the time focusing your mind on a series of things that you're going to do that might take an hour of your time or more, depending on how much time you want to spend doing it. And then see if maybe you come out of that feeling like, I don't need to do that, whatever that thing is anymore. Sometimes it's expending energy that helps you to not want to have that behavior anymore. And so things like running in place, jogging in place, doing sit-ups, doing push-ups, doing pull-ups.
Okay, so physical activity.
Physical activity will often help to get rid of some of the urge to do things. And sometimes it's that you want a feeling of pain, you know, for self-harm kind of issues where like you're cutting or you're burning or you're doing things like that. It may be that it's a pain sensation to replace it. Well, at least get the pain while you get some muscles.
Yeah.
Do some push-ups, do some sit-ups, do some pull-ups, and see if maybe you can work through some of those feelings, and at the same time you're sending healthy endorphins up to your brain that says, I can be happy now.
Right, exactly.
It doesn't solve the problem, but it could be a placeholder for the time that you would have done something more destructive.
I think all of the stuff we're talking about does not solve the underlying reason as to why you're being self-destructive. It's just, these are just like quick little things that maybe could help stop this destructive behavior.
Right. And I think, like I said before, the key is you need to have a list of them. You need to vow to yourself you'll go through all of them before you even think about doing the destructive behavior. Because one thing is definitely not going to end it.
So you could read for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And read something positive. Don't read a depressing novel. Read something super happy.
Take 10 deep breaths. You know, there's actually, again, chemically in your brain, your body releases chemicals that says, okay, I can slow my heart rate down, I can relax now. In through your nose, out through your mouth, 10 slow breaths, and oftentimes it can start changing how you feel.
Another thing that could change how you feel is if you watch a funny movie.
Oh, sure.
I mean, that's going to take a long time, but there could be like a sitcom that you really like and makes you laugh a lot. I think that's too how like the destructive behavior happens, is that you have a lot of time to think about it, and then you just think about it, and then you think about it, and so then you just spiral yourself all the way down until you end up doing something destructive.
There's going to be times when you need to process it and talk about it and think about it, but do that at a time when it's healthy with someone who will sit there and listen to you and support you and keep you from staying in your head, because it's just being stuck in your head in that deep dark tunnel that is what gets you out of control. Another idea is music. So kids love having their iPods with all their favorite songs on it, so make a track that lifts you up. We have a video called There Is Hope, and on there we have listed, you know, several songs, maybe 10 or 15 songs that are there to encourage you. So go check out that video, write down the titles, download those songs, and then be prepared to like sing with them and listen to them, and you have to go through the whole lot before you can make a bad decision.
Yeah. And then how about one of my favorite, eating something super delicious, super yummy.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to overeat, hello,
yeah,
because that could be self-destructive.
Oh yeah, treat yourself and spend the time to cook it and make it, and say, I'm going to bake a batch of cookies, and then I'm going to, you know, share them with a friend. I'm going to call a friend, and we're going to share them, and you know, just a lot of this is just being really intentional, saying, I know that I'm headed towards something not good for me later tonight or later this afternoon, or I'm going to have all this time alone. What am I going to do in that time? Can really help.
Another thing is, how about calling a friend? Calling a friend who's a really good listener, like we've talked about videos before. You know, somebody that will listen to you and help you get through that time. Doing
something for someone else. And so maybe you decide, gosh, my mom's been working a lot, or my mom's been really busy. I'm going to go gather all the laundry around the house, do a couple loads of laundry, fold it. I mean, it's a really methodical thing doing stuff like dishes and laundry.
Well, I think too, it just takes your mind off you and what your problems are, and you're focusing on helping somebody else.
Yeah, what if you go to
That's
that
a
neighbor
positive
who's always
thing.
got the barking dog next door, and you say, hey, could
walk
I
your dog.
take your dog for a walk? 15, 20-minute walk. The dog's happy, your family's happy, the dog has finally stopped barking, and the
Right.
neighbor's like, what a nice thing to do.
How about prayer, Holly? Hello.
Yeah.
That's somebody that'll listen.
Absolutely, and already loves you and isn't judging you,
And
and
he's not texting while you're talking to him.
well, thank you. You know, prayers are fine if they're just even like, help. You know, help me. I need help, and I don't even know what to pray for, but I just need somebody to come into my life to help me, or I need wisdom, or I need to be able to get through the next 15 minutes without doing something destructive to myself.
Right.
And then one of the things to consider is just not to be afraid to have some emotions. And if you feel like you're one of those people that starts crying, first of all, sometimes people don't even feel like they have the right to cry
Right.
or be upset about whatever it is. If you're one of those people who feels like once I start crying, I never stop, it just
get like
spirals,
this.
it gets worse and worse and worse and worse, and you can't pull yourself out of it, then set a timer and say, I'm going to allow myself to be sad for the 10 minutes this timer is on, and maybe I'll journal and I'll cry and I'll, rip paper up or whatever it is, a physical action to go along with it. Or maybe you just call a friend and you say, or you text a friend and say, can you call me in an hour? Or can you call me in 15 minutes? And so then you'll know it has to come to an end.
But a lot of times a good cry is just what the doctor ordered.
It can really help. And some of the self-destructive behaviors are, I don't feel anything anymore. I'm
I'm
numb.
numb.
I've been beaten up for so long emotionally that I'm numb and I just don't even know how to feel. But sometimes just focusing on the fact that I think I just need to cry about this. I just, and allow yourself to have the tears and to just let them flow can sometimes make you feel a lot better.
Yeah.
So I'm Holly,
I'm Charisse.
and thanks for tuning in to Ask Mom.